Armilda had come to Cincinnati with her mother and the ladies in their parish to attend the annual Temperance League meeting outside of their small farming community of Moons, Ohio. She'd never before seen such modern brick buildings and shop after shop teeming with fashionable wares. Why, she'd only ever seen a mere handful of store-bought dresses outside of drawings in the catalog at the Moons General Store. Stepping into the world of the ladies' tea room, she felt small and uncultured, and completely awestruck. Floor-to-ceiling velvet curtains of crimson were fashioned with gold cords, pulled back like stage curtains, hanging against the backdrop of white wainscoting on the parlor walls. Chandeliers twinkled overhead. The arched floor-to-ceiling windows let in an abundance of natural light. A smattering of settees, marvelous in their gold and cream brocade, adorned the front room, and clothed tables with glassware and shining china settings bedecked the garden room beyond. Both rooms carried the light scent of vanilla and lavender, mixed with the sharper notes of black tea and citrusy lemon. The ladies themselves were a vision in day gloves, hats, and their finest trappings. They had plumes in their coiffed hair and hats angled on their crowns. The most Armilda had ever seen of the soft yellows, blues, and blush pink they wore was in the richness of the summer landscape and the fields beyond their farmhouse. But she doubted now that sky or fields could compare with the array of hues around her. Her attention was drawn away from the ladies, however, by something in the rear of the garden room. There stood the piano, gleaming black, like a king presiding in court. It was marvelous, demanding attention with a light melody over the hum of chatter and the clinking of china teacups. Armilda broke away from her mother to approach it, feeling called by a lyrical Pied Piper. The pianist was a young lady of perhaps 20, wearing a cherub pink gown and a white felt hat with an oversized peony tipped to one side of her brow. She offered a congenial smile as her fingers continued floating over the keys. Armilda felt welcomed, but only as a guest. She was reminded at the same time that all of this was far beyond her grasp. She reached out, running her fingertips against the edge of the wood. Funny, but it felt like silk somehow. "Why, hello." The pianist smiled at her as she rested her fingers on the keys while the final notes echoed in the room. She tilted her head down, accepting the applause from the crowd in a congenial nod, then turned her attention back to Armilda. "I can see that you like music. Would you like to play?" Armilda shook her head. "No, ma'am," she answered, the words more meek than she'd intended. "I don't know how." "But you appreciate music, which is a gift in itself. And the sound is beautiful, isn't it? This is a Steinway piano, the best, shipped all the way from New York." Her eyes were kind but curious. "Is this your first trip to Cincinnati?" How did she know that? Armilda nodded. "I've never been anywhere." "Chin up. Perhaps you'll go to New York one day and see where the Steinways come from, Don't let that love of music leave your heart." The pianist flipped the music sheets in front of her, moving on to another song. Of course Armilda didn't travel, not to New York or even Cincinnati until that day. And she didn't play a piano. She doubted she ever would. They didn't have such things at home, not pianos with melodies like that. Music, fine table settings, and elegant tea rooms were a world away from her quiet life in Moons. Hers was a plain farm dress, and her expectations of life plain as well. She'd always believed it. At least, until now.